Morning folks, welcome back to Old Stones, New Paths. My name's Craig, this is Lisa. Last week we got all the internal stud work done for the bathroom and walk-in robe. It's a room inside of a room, so what we're trying to do is not get involved in any of the original structure of the properties. You know, none of this is structural, it's all very cosmetic. So some of our issues, as you can see, is how wonky the windows are. So the reason for this is that the house was built in multiple different stages. So the original part of the home was built as a sandstone structure. And it's the main part that you can see there, the kitchen, living, primary bedroom, and then the additional room there that has the stairwell leading up to the attic. The two additions on both sides of it are convict brick and essentially are separate to the main part, and they're not really tied together. So they tend to move, and with a little bit of heave and movement here and there, they're starting to subside. Hence the reason that the both ends of the house are moving away from the main structure, and it's causing some of the grief that you can see there on that level. So this week we're back in the ensuite bathroom trying to get it to a point of at the stage where the waterproofing is all done and complete, so we can have it inspected while we're back on the mainland.
Very heavy.
It's interesting how we're sheeting some of the bathroom here, in that normally you wouldn't run a sheet directly up the edge of a stud of an opening of a doorway, just because of the way that it will always crack at that point. Because there's so much movement in the house, it's something that I thought we'll have a bit of a crack at and we'll see how we go. So it's a little bit like you putting a crack inducer into concrete. I thought, well, we'll give it a bit of a shot and see whether or not we can just sort of give it a point of where it will move. So then we are sort of only coming back to that point where it will crack down the track.
Yeah, my fingers are stuck.
Moving forward, we are against the clock. The pre-screed membrane is down. It needs to be inspected after the screed goes down, and then the main membrane goes down over the top of that. So that'll be inspected when we're back on the mainland. So for the moment, it's important for us to get as much of this done as we can, so we can get all the waterproofing done, ready for the inspection.
Ready, set, go. Oh, thank God you're here. Oh, thank God you arrived. I got stuck. Couldn't get up. Then all of a sudden it just shot up, and I thought Craig got superpowers.
Just be cautious of that angle there, Mark.
Yeah, I saw it. I was looking for your lifter. I just thought you would have used the lifter to do this.
Oh.
You would think so.
No.
We did the roof with the lifter.
So here I am putting down what they would call a mud bed screed. Lots of the dramas that we seem to have down south is trying to get materials, which on the little island of Tasmania is generally not too much of an issue, but it's different to what we see on the mainland, and it's different products, it's different sizes. So normally on the mainland we would purchase bags of engineered screed, which has all sand and cement and different polymers and stuff like that, which is specifically made to put a screed down in the bathroom. Down in Tasmania, it's a little bit difficult to get hold of that, so we're then having to try and find essentially like a sharp sand or double wash river sand to make the screed out of it. It's difficult to sort of find exactly what you want down there, so you've got to get by with what you've got. It's not the perfect product, we got it down.
So
So while we are waiting for the screed to dry, Craig has sourced a load of timber off Facebook Marketplace that we will be using for our flooring in our back living room. Now they've all come at various widths and thicknesses, but with a new tool delivery, care of my brother Mark, we will be spending the next few days getting them all to the same thickness. It is loud, it is dirty, and I've had to fashion a sawdust catcher, care of a TikTok hack, because it cannot be attached to a vacuum.
So we're back in the bathroom after walking away from putting the screed down, and it's had 5 or 6 days to cure. Still looks terribly wet, but it's just the product that we've used to put the screed down, and it just still looks that way. But it is cured and it is dry. So we're just priming it up there with the Davco product prior to putting the Davco K10 Plus down as the membrane. It's vitally important that you follow all the instructions of the manufacturer, and that's what we're doing.
Join us next week when we are putting down the floor in our back living room. We will also be taking a visit to the Tasmanian Museum, where we will be looking at what is called the Hamilton Inn sofa. Now, this sofa was found in our barn by a previous owner, sadly, but it is actually worth more than what we paid for the whole property. So we're really keen to go and have a look at it.